All right, everyone, welcome to training module number 4. So in this training, we're going to go over the 5 senses grounding training. And this is something that is so helpful when you might be experiencing panic attacks, anxiety, flashbacks, any intense emotions, anger, frustration, rage, anything like that. If you are having overwhelming emotions, then this is going to help you get back to the present moment. And so I have used this many times. I learned this years ago and I still use it today when I find that I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed out, and this helps me bring me back to the present moment. And so 2 things I want to cover is if you are finding that maybe you're in a depressed mode, you're feeling down, you're feeling lethargic, any of that kind of stuff. Oftentimes what's going on there is you are stuck in past memories, you are stuck in the past, and you need to be brought back to the present moment. If you are feeling anxious and overwhelmed and scared and frustrated and angry, then usually what's going on there is you are stuck in the future and you are not grounded in the present moment today. So these 5 tools are going to help you bring you back to today. And so the first tool that we're going to go over is sight. So when we say the 5 senses, we're talking about all of our senses. And so the first thing, and the visual is most important, okay? This one is looking around the room, and you're going to look at 5 different things that you see, and you're going to name them out loud. I can do this to the point where I'm not saying this stuff out loud, but in the beginning, when I first started using these tools, I had to say the things out loud. I could say, I see my phone, I see the pen, I see the post-it notes, I see the marker, I see the paintings. Whatever it is, you want to focus and name it out loud and name 5 things that you see in the room where you are right now, okay? So the second thing is sound. This one takes a little bit more concentration. So sight is much easier. Sound is a little bit harder. You have to pay attention because now you need to name 5 sounds that you can hear in the room. And that could be the sound of the fan running on your computer laptop. That could be the sound of an airplane outside that I hear. I can hear the water filter of the cat dish that I have. I can hear my own breath. I can hear my own voice. Whatever it is, you want to name 5 different sounds to bring you back in this present moment. Okay? Number 3, this one is an easier one as well. You want to touch. So you can switch these around in whichever order that you want. Sight is a good one for me. Touch is also another good one. But sound requires a little bit more concentration. So if you're finding that you're difficult at being able to name those 5 sounds, you can go to 5 different things that you're touching. You can combine that with sight and touch, okay? So 5 different things that you're going to touch. You want to touch things that are solid as well to help ground you back in today. Your feet are touching the ground. Your hands are touching the desk. You know, whatever it is, you want to touch 5 different things, and that's going to help ground you in this present moment. The 4th one is, this one isn't necessarily as, you don't necessarily need to do 5 for this, but if you can, great. So taste. What are 5 things that you can taste, right? Maybe you can taste your water, maybe you can taste your tea, your coffee, your food, whatever it is, gum or candy or something like that. You want to bring that into tasting and bringing yourself into this present moment. Okay, and then the last one is going to be 5, which is smell. What are 5 things that you can smell in the room? Maybe it's you can smell the peppermint tea that you have. Maybe it's you can smell the air freshener. You can smell your hairspray or perfume or whatever it is like that. Smell is actually a very, very powerful sense. And one of the things that you also need to understand about these 5 different senses, while they can also ground you in the present moment, they also can often trigger certain things if from your past. So maybe the smell of somebody's cologne reminds you of a smell, or maybe you had a house fire and the smell of burnt oil might trigger a feeling of panic or fear within you. So be aware that these, although they can ground you, they can also be sources of triggers. That being said, they also can be great sources of being able to be fully present, fully aware, and fully in your body in today. So when you are creating happy memories, you want to incorporate these 5 senses as much as possible. You want to pull in and really savor and take in all the different sights of the experience that you're having. You want to take in all the different sounds. You want to touch things and really be present in your body. And you want to savor things when you taste them and really feel that texture in your mouth. And how does it taste? Is it sweet? Is it sour? Is it salty? Whatever it is, right? You really want to fully embrace that. And the more that you fully embrace that, especially in happier memories, then the more you're going to have that to draw back on. It creates a fuller memory, more ingrained in your being. And it allows you to fully experience life at a whole new level. So make sure that you're incorporating the 5 senses wherever you possibly can. And it will, just as we can feel overwhelmed by certain things, we can have intense emotions, and usually those intense emotions, the reason we're triggered by flashbacks or painful memories is because there was a huge emotion tied to that experience. And so, and that also triggers all these different senses, and the more our senses are involved, the more that we will remember things, we'll experience things different. You can also do this when you're learning and you're training on different things, is to really feel and pull in those senses. And it can be so easy for us to get stuck in our head, and then we just kind of go through life that we're not really fully experiencing life. So the 5 senses grounding is really, really powerful training for you to create a fuller, happier life. And you can also use that if you are experiencing the not so happy parts of life, in bringing yourself back into the present moment and being aware of what's going on around you. And I often pair this exercise with what I call box breathing, and we're going to cover that in Module 5, where we go through the tool belt. These are 5 essential tools that are must-haves that you cannot do without, and we're going to go through that in training number 5. So this is module number 4, the 5 senses grounding training. You're going to come back to this many, many times. What I want you to do is, what emotions or situations can you see yourself using this in? Have you tried this before? Are you aware of this? Do you bring this into your both negative and positive experiences? And how do you think this will help you? So make sure that you comment below that you've completed this training, and share any of your insights of what you got from this training, and I will see you in training module 5.
Bye.